Would you still want to eat this traditional Christmas food if you found out that it was 25 years old?
Ooh.
Think about that the next time you open a package containing Grandma's homemade fruitcake. And if you don't like fruitcake, you're not alone. Most people have a very strong opinion about whether or not they enjoy this holiday delicacy. The basic fruitcake is a heavy cake filled with candied fruits and nuts and soaked in liquor such as brandy or rum. Powdered sugar is also sometimes sprinkled to the top to prevent mold from forming on the cake. It is true that the shelf life of a fruitcake is up to 25 years. Thankfully, most people seldom wait this long to eat it. Fruitcakes date back to ancient Rome, although they became popular in Europe in the 1700s as a wedding cake. The fruitcake is also called the bride's cake and was specifically chosen for its longevity. It formed the top tier of the wedding cake and was removed and preserved for the newly married couple to eat on a future anniversary. The bottom tier, which was called the groom's cake, was similar to today's wedding cake, except for the fact that some single women would sleep with a piece of this groom's cake under their pillow so that their dreams of a husband would come true. And what about figgy pudding? It is an English dish whose main ingredient is figs, of course. Figs are combined with ingredients such as flour, applesauce, nutmeg, cinnamon, and milk, and then poured into a pudding mold and steamed. The finished dessert has a flavor similar to that of bread pudding. Maybe you don't like fruit cakes or figgy pudding. One traditional Christmas food most people can agree on is the Christmas cookie. They come in a variety of flavors and colors and shapes, but all of them originated from Holland and were called koekjes, which means test cakes. The first cookies were small portions of cake batter that were baked to test the temperature of the oven before inserting full-sized cakes. One particular type of cookie, the sweet and spicy gingerbread cookie, has an unusual history. It is thought to have originated in Bavaria by medieval monks who coated communion wafers with gingerbread dough to keep them from sticking to the pan. Thus, the gingerbread cookie was born. But what about gingerbread houses? This tradition began in the 19th century thanks to the Grimm brothers. One of their fairy tales, Hansel and Gretel, describes the adventures of two children alone in the woods who stumble upon a house made of candies and cake and bread, a gingerbread house. Families have been recreating this legend ever since by building their own edible houses. And if you haven't had enough Christmas treats yet, then head to France for the ultimate holiday indulgence. There, the last meal of Advent ends with the serving of 13 desserts, one for Christ and one for each of the 12 disciples. There might even be a fruitcake or two on the menu.